a lot of players thrive off confidence. A lot of players thrive off a good environment. So for us on the match day, whenever we're in the change room, the vibes are important. Management, players, a lot of people say they can't intertwine. So you can't have that friendly relationship with all your players. Anyone that says different, I've had a lot of people tell me, no, you're too friendly with them, but I love it. And this year I have one of my best friends, Qays Khan, there, who honestly, without him, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I want to try and change grassroots football.
You alright, how are you today?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for joining me in my studio on the Chinwag Podcast today.
Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Just introduce yourself to the viewers if they don't know you already.
Hi guys, I'm Qays Khan. I'm a football manager at Step 7 level at the moment, aspiring to build a career out of anything football related and sports related.
So you said you're a football manager at grassroots level. How did you get into sport or football at an early age as a kid?
Okay, so I've always actually been interested in anything sports related. I remember growing up, used to have like a small box TV and I was always watching the football with my dad, and maybe like that memory of us spending time together was always a key factor. And I remember I support Man United, not going through the best of times at the moment, but back in the day I was in my living room doing step overs with a pillow and kicking it at the TV. And I always remember like that joy you get from doing something is something I always wanted to do with my life. And then I started progressing. When I got into high school, I actually never played football.
Oh, really?
From year 7 to year 11. I played football at lunchtime, your normal school kick around, but never played for a club. My mum was always focused on like, no, get your studies done, get something, get good grades, and then look what you want to progress into. And again, I'm very grateful for that advice that she gave me. Then I got into sixth form, I played for the school team, and everyone was looking at me like, what's this guy going to do? Who is he? And I just scored a hat-trick on my first game.
Wow, nice.
Against like a local club like 2 minutes away from us. And I was like, that joy, that like exhilarating feeling you get at that age, and I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. I signed for my first Sunday League club, played 4 minutes in the season, and I was like, no way. And then I went to go play semi-pro, like from that Sunday League straight to London Tigers, and I was like, yeah, this environment, it's amazing.
Yeah, so what was the main difference between obviously that Sunday League club and that semi-pro club?
I think Sunday League at that age, it's all about favouritism, and that's something that now as a coach I try to not show. It's very, very difficult, by the way, like not to show that favouritism. But they have a set group of players in set positions. The parents have a very big influence. Parents that come down to watch, they want their kids to play because they're paying the money. And then I was just there every day, rocking up with boots on my feet, sitting down, playing a bit here and there. And then when you go to play a bit more semi-pro, there's no like outside factors from your family that play effect. It's just your ability on the football pitch and your professionalism. I think being in that environment at the age of, let's say, 17 was just amazing because you develop so much more characteristics from yourself. Then after that, I went to go play for a club called Western Athletics. My football coaching idol at grassroots level, he kind of was running the club.
Give him a shout out.
I will give him a shout out later on because I know another question is going to come that I want to shout out to him. But I started, and I didn't play that much, but he had such a way of like making you feel like you're an important player, making you feel like, you know what, you're going to develop, and then when the opportunities came, I was like so impressed with how far I've developed as well. And then I went to Kodak after that, and that's where I am now.
So we both met at Kodak. So you started off as a player and so did I. So for you, from your point of view, what are the main differences between playing and coaching?
Oof. I enjoy coaching a lot more, that's number one. But I always want to be on the football pitch playing. But the main difference is you have a lot more awareness of what's going on. I feel like when you're a player and you're on that football pitch, all you can focus on is what's in front of you, to the sides of you and behind you. And you kind of fall into that habit of focusing on what other players are doing. So I was always a player on the football pitch, and I play anywhere across the front three. I'm always trying to have an influence on the players behind me. Okay, if I go to press, you have to come this angle. And I've always found that I'm taking a more of an active step on the football pitch. Sometimes the coaches didn't like it because I'm going against what they're saying, but the press looks a little bit better. But on the sidelines, you have to focus on Not just the 11 players on the pitch, the players on the bench as well. I know a lot of managers and coaches, Saturday League, that, okay, they name the 11, the 5 on the bench, they don't pay no attention to. And I'm always consistently having them in and around me. We're all one group. We're all telling them what to do. Like, okay, this guy's touch isn't good. Let's get onto him. Let's get in their head. Or let's create an atmosphere. Or, nope, you know what? This isn't a game where we need to be loud, because they will feed off that. Let's just retain the ball. Let's focus. And I feel like you have more of a positive influence as a manager. Whereas as a player, if you're getting onto people, we've been players before, we know what it's like. And I just feel like that sense of management and that skill that we have, where we can create a better environment than we've been in, I think it's just fundamental.
So how do you cope with that situation where someone is constantly on the bench? They're kind of in and around the starting 11, but obviously starting on the bench quite often. So how do you cope with them being in your ear saying, oh, let me...
Should I be honest with you? I haven't had that yet.
Okay.
I haven't had that yet. Part of it comes from the environment that me and my second coach in charge, Kush, have created. Is everyone's just one team. And we've stated at the beginning of the season that you have to be okay with not getting the most minutes on the football pitch. You have to be willing that when your time comes, you make that impact. And you have to know that there's always better players out there. Players will come in, they'll make a change, they'll make a difference. But what we've done that's different is we've tried to tie that, a lot of them down emotionally. So we have that mental connection with players that, listen, you're not starting, but come stand next to me. Let me tell you why you're not starting. Let me tell you what's different about your game than other people's game. The mistake I made last year was I said to them that we're playing at a level where I don't need to teach you technical ability. If you're playing football, you're age 22 or higher, you should have the technical ability to play. This year we've changed that. And I think part of us coaching, managing, is we always have to be able to develop for ourselves. So this year it's all about, okay, I feel like my left winger, for example, and I'll say his name, Rico Godfrey Brown, he's an amazing player. Pace, power, energetic, a lot of confidence, may lack a bit of football intelligence in the final third, but he makes up for it everywhere else on the pitch. And I said to him at the beginning of the season, hey bro, you're going to have a lot of competition, but this is your choice now. Do you want to go and play 70, 80 minutes a week with the thirds, build your confidence, get that football intelligence? You're going to play with players who will help you develop. Or do you want to be a player here that, we bring you on for 20, 30 minutes every game, you work your heart out of the park, then you come off feeling good about yourself? And he said, I'd rather be here in this environment, enjoying this environment. And I gave him the ultimatum, wishing he said that he wanted to go play the 80, 90 minutes, because I know as a player, that's going to do you wonders. So then I told him, listen, I went to go speak to the thirds manager. I was like, hey, this is a player. He's going to do good for you. And he's progressed his game so much. Come back into the seconds towards the end of the season, and he looks like a brand new player. And I think that as a manager, especially when you're managing friends and family, you have to be willing to, let's say, have a bit of that backbone that you're willing to do. And I think he's grateful for it at the end of the year. And now looking towards the next season, he's going to be a key player for us.
So you seem to be giving good advice. You seem to be level-headed. On the training pitch, in a game, what is your kind of mannerisms and your kind of philosophy during games and sessions in general?
At this level, enjoyment. I feel like a lot of the time you'll go to a club and everything is so serious. The environments are so serious that if you make a little mistake, you're going to batter yourself down for it. I feel like that's wrong, because a lot of players thrive off confidence. A lot of players thrive off a good environment. So for us on the match day, whenever we're in the change room, the vibes are important. I hate a quiet change room. You come into the Kodak change room, it's quiet. I've tried to change it, but this is just how the players want to prepare for the game, and I've adapted to that. You go out on the football pitch and we try to make it a little bit more fun. So we do a case where if anyone gets nutmegged in the rondo at the beginning, you know what, you have to go do 10 push-ups.
I can't lie, I used to be king of those nutmegs. I used to get at least 2 every warm-up.
Not against me. And sometimes players enjoy it. Sometimes at the end of the game, if we've lost, you look back at it like, oh, maybe the warm-up was a bit of a joke. And it's very easy for people to switch that back onto you. But on the long term, it's the case of you're getting to know each other, you're enjoying your football together, and then that feeling you get when you're around this group, it makes you want to come back week in, week out. And we've had players that have joined in December that are messaging me, I'm so locked in for pre-season going forward this year. You'll have some players that have joined in January, haven't had the best of time. And I guarantee you, they'll do pre-season with me. It's like a boot camp. It's very, very intense. They'll lose a lot of weight. They'll get fit, and then they'll go play step 3 or step 4 afterwards. For me, that hurts as a coach because it's like, I've given you the platform. Don't return the favour in that sense, but come and enjoy yourself over here. Now, we have players that have played non-league, getting paid. They don't enjoy themselves. And I've openly said, like, come join a club where you enjoy. My striker is phenomenal. I think he scored 50 goals last year for his club. Club folded. He's come to play for us. And he says, like, this feeling he has of a family over here, I think that's very, very important. One thing I'm struggling with is understanding that management, players, a lot of people say they can't intertwine. So you can't have that friendly relationship with all your players. Anyone that says different, I've had a lot of people tell me, no, you're too friendly with them, but I love it. I enjoy it. I think having that with them makes them respect you even more. It makes me more comfortable telling them, listen, what you done here was wrong. And then they actually don't answer back. They just take that feedback on board. And I'm only 24. I'm managing players are 30, 34. Last year going into it, I felt people were looking at me like, this guy's a kid. What's he doing? Like, how are you telling me how to play football? So, and this year it's completely different. The team's developed so much. So I'm very grateful that I had a chance to develop my coaching here.
So how have you coped with all these different changes? Obviously, you were saying that in your first year you were very young, and there were many changes in players as well. So as a manager and as a coach that you are, how have you coped with that situation?
So there's two things. First year I was a player manager. So I'm on the pitch, I'm playing, and one of the best players, by the way. Losing as a player and a manager is a feeling you don't want to have. Because you're coming off the pitch knowing you could have done better, then you have to stand on the side, address 15 players like, what could have we done better? And you're taking a double loss. And this year I have one of my best friends, Qays Khan, there, who, honestly, without him, I don't think I'd be able to do it. Because, and I'm not afraid to say this, I get a little bit emotional if we lose, if something's not going my way, and he's there to kind of like hold everything together. I feel like if he wasn't with me, coaching with me, probably wouldn't have the same results I would have got. So it's very important that, again, as men, like, we know when to kind of ask people for help. And the second thing is to always take feedback on board. He'll turn around to me at the end and be like, as a player, I don't think you should have said this. If I tell him, like, I could be on the pitch scoring 5 goals, sometimes players don't want to hear that. And I take his feedback on board all the time. Sometimes I don't. We argue about that. But having someone there to do it always makes everything easier.
So him being one of your best friends, how is it working with one of your best friends, especially in a emotional game like football?
Yeah, he doesn't play, thank God, because my God, he will destroy someone on that football pitch. But it's brought us closer as friends. The fact that we're able to admit to each other when we're wrong, what we could have done, and I feel like he actually becomes the bigger person once in a while. He actually turns around to me and is like, "You done all you could." And a game where we've lost, let's say, we've lost. Bad defeat beginning of the season. I think it was 8-1. We had no goalkeeper, no right back, brand new lineup.
You should have shouted me for being a goal, mate, if I'm honest.
Next year, hopefully. And you can have your little cam behind the goalpost filming your saves. He was on holiday at the time, and he took his time out of his day. He called me. He's like, "There's nothing you could have done more. You've done everything you can. We've developed this team so much. Just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going." And had he not been there, I probably wouldn't have stayed on this year as a manager, because you're looking at your everyday life. We all work. We all have that stress. And then you're trying to go into football to kind of take it out, but it's adding more. So it's brought us a lot more closer. We have our disagreements on lineups, on player changes, on everything like that. But if I lose, then he wins, because he would have been right. And then if he wins and I lose, it's vice versa like that. So it gives us a lot more to talk about as well. So I'm very grateful for that.
You're now coaching, as you said, with one of your best friends. So how did you even get into coaching? Was it getting injured, for example, that made you not go pro?
No. You know what? On that topic, I've never expected to go pro. I kind of realised what it would take, and I knew I didn't have that skill set. But in terms of management, I never wanted to get into it. That's where the beauty in all this is. I was playing, I think it was my 3rd year or 2nd year at my club, and the manager, Leon, he's my footballing idol and anything football related. Probably not his aggression wise, because I remember on the sidelines he used to lose his mind at the referees and stuff like that, but I remember at the end of the season, they do some AGM meeting where the managers get together, and he put my name forward. And I got a message saying, "Hey, do you want to do this with another manager?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" Like in my mind, I'm 22. I've just come off one of the best seasons. I think I was joint top goal scorer, had the most assists. I was in incredible shape. I was like, "Man, I'm on fire." But then I said, "Why not make the club become better? Why not do what I wish? Why not create the environment I wish I had?" So I started managing with, let's say, as a second manager alongside someone else, and I realized that I had power problems. I always want to be in control. So right now I do it with my best friend, but he's always stated that you're first. Your decisions will be mandatory. Just take my advice here and there.
Yeah.
Whereas the first year I'd done it, it was always a conflict. Like, no, we should be starting this player because this player's good.
A conflict with him or
With the other manager.
With the other manager.
And it's always, this player's good, this player should be starting. And I'm like, but it's not always about the best players. You put a team of 16 players that are the best in the world, it won't always work out because you have to battle egos. You have to battle the fact that some of these players won't run. You have to battle the fact that some of these players don't talk. Some of these players don't know each other. And then trying to build a team around players and the relationship of football, I think, is one of the most difficult things to do. And then I always remember I give Leon a call nearly every now and then, send him messages, and he's always supported me. Last year, cup final, we ended up losing. It was a really bad defeat. And I remember after the game, he said he'll give me a call. He called me the day after. He's like, "What you've done is amazing." You know, I think first management year, we finished fourth and we got to a cup final. This year, finished fourth and got to a cup final again. But I feel like we're taking steps in the right way. And he's always been there to kind of give me the advice and I would say give me the attention I think I would need from a higher figure.
So what's the best piece of advice he's given you?
The best piece of advice he's given me is to always trust my gut.
Okay.
Whether you're wrong, whether your gut is not correct on the day, it's never lose faith. Because I feel like if you lose faith in your gut, you lose faith in yourself. And I've had days where my gut's telling me to start this player. Like, this player has trained very well, but hasn't started the last 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And my gut's telling me, you know what, he deserves this. Give him the go. He's itching for it. It's a big game. And my gut's paid off. It's been the right choice. In the final last year, my gut was wrong. I changed the formation. I tried to become a tactical genius, and I got outplayed completely. And then that kind of made me realise that at the level we're playing at, it's nothing to do with tactics. It's nothing to do with tactics. It's always to do with, do you want it more than the other team? And are you fitter than the other team? So what I've done this year is I've always made this abundantly clear to the players is, it's not about me. I'm just a guy here with the jacket that says Kodak FC telling you what to do, but it's about how you guys go out there and express yourself.
So how can you affect the game as a manager if you're saying it's not about tactics?
Tap into the emotions. Tap into the feeling of players. Tap into the environment. And I'm very big on environment. I'm very, very big on environment. We watched PSG win the Champions League. And I was watching a video of Enrique say to, I think he said this to Mbappe, that you're not a superstar. You're not a superstar. You have to be willing to do the dog work. You have to be willing to go out there and be the better man. And part of what he's trying to instill at PSG is none of you guys are special. I remember watching this it's like playing back in my mind as I speak this. He said, you guys just happen to be so technically gifted that rich people are willing to pay you to be good at what you're good at. And that sat with me, and I'm like, wow, he's able to do that with players that, you know, are left foot, right foot scoring top corners. And I watched the PSG final, and I like to dissect games when I watch it. And everyone's out there screaming Vitinha and do a man of the match performance. And I open-heartedly think, had Ousmane Dembele not been playing that game, they don't win it. He's tapped into a player that has the ability to win the Ballon d'Or this year, who ran his heart out against three centre-backs, did not care about scoring or assisting. Just press. And Ousmane Dembele has an ego, like, of everyone, probably in my city combined. He's so good. He's just got rid of it. And to do that with players at grassroots level where they're paying to play football, they're sitting on the bench having paid a match fee. It's very, very difficult. But this is where the environment comes in. You create an environment where players feel safe. I think that's a very, very important thing. Players have a voice. In my change room after the game, I get a lot of feedback from players because, again, it's our club. I'm just here being told to get you guys over the line, get you guys wins. But if I don't know what the midfielder wants to do during the game, and I tell this midfielder, you need to sit and you need to play on 2-touch. I've not tapped into the fact that that midfielder can play on the half turn and take 4-man on and go. So part of what I've done is I've created an environment where everyone has a voice. You're safe to say what you want to say, but you always remember that there are other people around you. So if I find that a player is very, very negative, you won't play.
So what was the environment like before you joined, and how, obviously you were talking briefly about how you've changed it, that you want players to talk up and stuff like that. So, but what was it like beforehand?
When I started off, obviously Leon was the manager, and I have the utmost respect for him. He's always developed my game. He's always developed players after that. And one thing he's done different is something that I cannot do, is he's messaged a lot of people after the game, like, this is what you've done good, this is what you need to improve on, this is what you need to look forward to. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time to do that. I do it on the day when I can. I speak to players after the game or on the sidelines when I take them off. His environment he created wasn't perfect, and I think he'd respect me enough for me to be honest about that. But we have different images of what perfect is and what perfect isn't. After that, I think I don't want to talk bad about other managers. I feel like the environments they create is perfect for them, but it may not be perfect for the players that are in there. And I'm a guy that I don't like to, as a manager, I don't like someone to swear at me. I don't like someone to absolutely batter me while I'm on the football pitch enjoying myself. And I'm not very systematic. I know what I'm good at. I know I hold the ball wide and I create some space and I create some opportunities. I just didn't enjoy the environment. Part of the environment was that there was a lot of family and close friends in the environment where I didn't feel like I was able to have a voice. That's something I changed now. Everyone has a voice. If you're not happy with something, come and tell me. We'll have a conversation about it. If I don't feel like I can change it and you don't want to be part of that change, then we'll go our separate ways. Because at the end of the day, everyone should be playing football. Part of the other environment was the training sessions. I think the training sessions weren't based on the next game. It was just based on, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come here, we're going to run for half an hour. We're going to do 8v8 rondo that has different variations. And then we're going to go home. That doesn't develop a football team. We do, right now, our training sessions are all laid out. We start off with a rondo, we do our laps, we get our stretches in. While everyone's stretching, I have the tactics board. I say what went wrong on the weekend. Now I know what we need to work on. And we work on it. And it's always preparing for the next game. Always preparing for the next game. Part of the issue, especially at grassroots level, is players come and go like that. Like that. I think I had a whiteboard with a squad out against a team that was in our league. And this was back in July last year. We had a pre-season friendly against Townmead. And I kept that whiteboard.
Yeah.
And when we played them again in the season this year, I bought the whiteboard. And only 2 players were still on the lineup.
Wow, only 2.
Only 2. And that's because players just get up and go. They're not going because they're jumping ship because stuff's going bad. They're going because maybe it's not for them. Maybe what we're trying to do here, what we're trying to create is not for them. Because some people just want to come kick a ball for 90 minutes, call it a night and go home. Some people don't want to come and compete. Some people aren't really hell-bent on winning. And you put a bunch of winners in a room with the right mentality, a good environment, you're going to get that over the line a lot quicker. And I think we should quote this on this video. I will win my league next year.
I'll play it in a year's time and you can put it on your Instagram.
And I will win a cup because now we've got a group of players that are so hell-bent on redeeming what went wrong last year into the next season that I know that they're going to come out guns blazing.
So going into next season, you were saying you want to win a cup and you're obviously hoping. Do you think most of your players will stay?
Yes.
And what are your aspirations and how is your philosophy, if going to change or not going to change for the coming season?
It has to change.
Okay.
It has to change. And this is part of that development thing I was talking about. The season that just went, we played a new formation. We played a new tactic that teams don't know how to adapt to.
It's fine. Don't reveal it.
So, but we're not going to play that anymore because
Okay.
I've tapped into 2 or 3 players that now I know that this is how you want to play. Before we played with inverted wingers, and I love the false nine. I think for me it's the best position ever created. It causes so much issues, and football's all about overloading areas. So I play with a false nine that drops into midfield and 2 inverted wingers that make runs into strike. But you have to have 2 very good fullbacks, very fit fullbacks that run up and down the pitch. And it was a handful for teams. They don't know what to do. They don't know what we're doing. And for me, that boosts my ego a little bit on the sidelines. I'm giving it to them. And on the games it goes wrong, it goes horribly wrong. But part of what I've understood this year is it's not about tactics. It's not about how you run. It's still about creating the overloads. But it's just about how much you want it more than the other. How fit are you? How much are you going to work? How willing are you to make the third man or second man run? How willing are you to track back? And I've had a player, my club captain now, openly said to me, Cass, I will run for 3 people if they're lazy in the attack, as long as they're going to get me a goal. And I'm looking at him like, this is perfect. Like, but why are you saying this to me? Go and say it to them. Don't be afraid to go up to a player and be like, you get me a goal, I will do the running for you. And this is a player, Bailey Wilson. He does boxing. He works part-time. He runs 5Ks nearly every second day. He was playing non-league, getting paid. And he's come all the way down to a step that he shouldn't really be playing at. Dominating the league. Teams are looking at him like, well, how'd you get your hands on this guy? And all he said to me was, I'm just gonna play football where I enjoy. And if I enjoy playing football here with you, I will always play football alongside you. And for me, as a coach, that's like the best feeling you can ever get.
Yeah.
And players like him will influence other players. Hey, listen, I know it's step 6 or step 7, but why not? Why not come down and enjoy yourself? Why not come down and be in an environment where we can have this joke, we can have this laugh, we can make each other laugh. Part of what I want to instill now is something I read recently about trying to create an after-match environment. So for me, everything's focused on that day.
Mm-hmm.
It's not focused on, hey, afterwards, do you want to go grab food? It's difficult for us because we have a lot of Muslims in the club. A lot of people afterwards go to the bar, they go get a drink, they go to their sponsors. We don't really have that at the moment. So part of what we're trying to do is find a place where everyone could go afterwards. Maybe in the clubhouse we bring a little food in, everyone can sit down, get that little thing. But I don't think that's mandatory. I think that should always be a choice. What's mandatory should be getting that win. And I feel like that sort of feeling just speaks for itself.
So what does, for you, obviously you talking about after the game and you saying obviously the match day is focused properly on winning the game. So from the moment you get to the ground, wherever you're going, what does your match day routine look like?
One of my players is going to love this. Match day routine starts on a Thursday night. Match day routine starts by making sure everything's ready. Not having to worry on a Friday where, sometimes you finish work, you want to go out. I go cinema, I go golf on a Friday night. I don't want that worry.
Don't play golf, you won't have that worry.
But on a Saturday morning, I'm all over the place. As much as I've prepared Thursday nights, doesn't make a difference. I'm waking up, I'm getting calls from my players. And my goalkeeper, he lives in Hounslow. Every time he messages me, I get a heart attack. I'm like, oh my God, he's not going to turn up. And he's like, no, I'm just going to be 15-20 minutes late. Okay, that's fine. Thanks for letting me know. I get there and I'm having to rely on other players. Why are you not here on time? Why are you late? Some players message me, they go to pick up other players. Some players are a bit lazy. I know they wake up late. For me, next year, that's going to be unacceptable. This year, I've been a little bit more lenient because I understand sometimes that you can be late. I understand that. But I think that's something I've done wrong last year was I'm a bit lenient on the fact that you're 1 hour late to the match.
But are the players going to see the contrast in that and then not saying they won't respect you?
Yeah.
But obviously that's kind of changing your way, so they're going to be like, what's he doing differently this year?
Yeah.
And stuff like
I
that.
think the feedback from the players was key. They want to win. They want the environment to be a more winning environment. And part of what I do at the end of every year is we have a meeting on Saturday where players will come together, we'll do the presentation. I'll sit down with everyone and say, listen, this is what's going to change next year. I don't want you guys being late. part of what I think I'm very good at is not coming across as a manager, but coming across as we're just a human being. If you're late, you're affecting this person, you're affecting this person, you're affecting the warm-up. So have that common respect for what you're considering a friend in the team. Have that respect for them. Because at the end of the day, I'm just a guy that's going to stand here and do what I think is right. You have to go on the pitch and make a change. You have to go on the pitch and get me a goal. And if you're not here, you're not warming up, you're not mentally prepared that morning, you're not going to have a good game. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen my striker turn up to a game. Big respect to him, though he works night shift. So he's getting 4 or 5 hours sleep some days. He's turning up. He's turned up, couldn't find his shirt, couldn't find his shin pads. He's gone on the pitch. He's had a stinker. Week after, he's worked night shift. He's come a little bit late. He scored 2 fantastic goals. And it just goes to show that maybe that difference in that conversation we had last week towards this week, where, you know what, just make sure you're a little bit extra prepared. It does make a little bit of a difference. But I feel like if I know my starting 11 on a Friday night, Saturday morning, 3 of them aren't there, I don't want to change my 11. I want to stick to what I think is right. So I tell them honestly, listen, I know you're going to start Friday night. You come late next week, over 15 minutes late, because that's the leeway I give you, you won't start. I will give someone else that's been training on time every single week, on time to the games every single week, is dying to play and will make an impact. There's your chance to go. And it happened in the last game of the season. A few of the players weren't meant to start. A few people turned up late. I started them, and they took their opportunity like it was gold being thrown at them. They played amazing. One of the players was Rico. I told you, he played with the thirds the whole season. He came to play with us last game of the season, get back into the team. Could have been a man of the match. Obviously, it was me. Got 3 assists.
You played as well?
I played last game of the
Okay,
season.
we're back to player manager for the last game of the season, yeah? Cheers!
Sometimes when I get the opportunity, I enjoy it.
Fair enough.
Enjoy it. But environment's going to be very, very key. I think environment in everything we do. We work full-time jobs. If I don't like my manager and my environment, I'm leaving the next day. If I have a fallout with one of the colleagues and I don't think I can work there, I just won't work there, because at the end of the day, you want to enjoy what you do, and enjoying the people around you that do it with you is it's just better.
So obviously you're at Kodak at the moment, and you are pretty adamant, and it looks like you're staying for the near future. Well, we just done a little wink, so we don't know. But for you personally, where do you see yourself coaching in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, Man United.
Yeah, get Amrin out of this.
Get Amrin out. We'll play inverted wingers. We'll follow my system. I'll shave my head bald. No, I want to try and change grassroots football. As one individual, I don't think I can do it myself. But what I try to do now is I try to build that relationship with any other manager in the league. And I try to have conversations with them, like, what are you doing? What can we do different? Because I've recently signed a player from Germany, and he told me he gets paid to play football in Germany. I was shocked when I saw him play. Not because he's bad, because the level in which you get paid abroad is very, very different to here. And we look at a lot of stories coming out of France now. Players that are playing in street football in cages are signing pro contracts. I think Kante was being seen playing in the streets. And then he got signed, he's gone play pro, he's won the World Cup, he's won a Champions League. And this is from a grassroots level in France. And I'm looking at grassroots in Germany. This is what kind of flicked a switch in my head was, there are big clubs in Germany that will own everything football related in their town, and they will flood money into grassroots clubs. You have more funding, you own the pitches you play on. You own this, you own that. Whereas here in grassroots, you have to pay £150 rent to rent a football pitch and match. Then you have to pay £50 to the referee. Then you have to pay for kits, you have to pay for this, there's a lot of money that goes into it. Some coaches aren't even paid. I'm not paid. I'm doing it because I want to give back to the club that helped me enjoy football for 5-6 years.
But would you want to get paid eventually,
100%.
Obviously?
I would love to bring my club into a position where they can get paid. Not players, but managers can get paid. But everything I do, I give back to the club anyway. You know, on match days, if there's any excess funds that are left over, I buy fruits, I buy water, I buy Lucozades. I know that some players that give me lifts to game, I don't charge them match fees. Because it's going to cost me £30 on an Uber. A player picks me up, he's paying £5 in a match fee. You know what, bro, keep it, it's fine. I'll pay the match fee for you. And I think that sort of respect that I have for the players influences the club a little bit more. Kodak was a huge club back in the day, not when I was there, because I'm hearing stories that they had youth teams, they had their own ground, COVID came around, everything changed. So maybe trying to build them up to where they were before would be a dream for me. But at the moment, I'm not fussed about getting paid from football because my goal is to set up my own business in the future that will be enough for me. I don't want to be too greedy after money. I'd rather have that sense of fulfillment and enjoyment, and again create a club where everyone can come and play. Everyone has that opportunity.
So you're talking about like business. Well, what kind of business are you trying to grow?
So I realized that I have to stay in sports and I have to stay active because it's different every single day. So part of what I want to do is I want to set up a business that influences up and coming athletes or any everyday individual. So I grew up being a personal trainer for the last few years. I've done a lot of work in gyms, in boxing studios, in private studios, and I realized that as an athlete or as a football player, even though it's at grassroots level, I have no clue what I'm doing in the gym. I'm going there and I'm pumping bicep curls, I'm benching 100 kilos, I'm deadlifting 180, and I'm like, yeah, I feel good about myself. I go home and I'm like, why do I feel slower? And then I've done a lot more intensive research into it. I've done a lot of courses over the years, and I'm like, I'm not doing the right stuff. And could you imagine how many people are out there that want to get in the gym, but want to develop their speed, want to develop their agility? And this took me 5-6 years to figure out. Hip mobility is absolutely key in everything that I do. So the business that I want to set up has 5 different sides, where we have a performance therapist, just someone to talk to. And it doesn't have to be sports related. You can talk about your everyday life because that has a big influence on you. If I'm coming home from work and I'm working an 8-hour shift and I hate it, imagine the toll it takes on you. So I want to just give people someone to talk to. I want to have a massage therapist on site where, you can come, you can get a little bit of therapy done. We're specializing in muscle recovery and everything like that. Personal trainers, boxing coaches, martial arts coaches.
Hey, shout me! I'm a boxing coach. Legit.
Let's do it.
Calm.
Just a hub where, like we've done at Kodak, we create an environment with work where anyone can come and anyone can train a specific goal that they want to achieve. Not like weight loss, but like I want to become faster. I want to be more confident. And we all do it in a private space. We set up a private gym somewhere where you can specialize, and I want to specialize in plyometrics. I've recently understood that there are a lot of body core movements that you can do that will develop your game, and I'm starting to put that program into myself. And the key factor and the one thing that I think is very important is that performance therapist. Just having someone to talk to, because for me that's Kush. I can call him right now after this podcast and be like, man, I really enjoyed myself, and if he wasn't there, I wouldn't have anyone to call and talk to. And I feel like having that someone in your everyday life is very, very important. Yeah, we all have wives, girlfriends, misses and everything like that, but having a bro besides you, I think is totally key. And he will be part of my business. And he doesn't know it, he's finding out now.
Okay.
He will be part of that. And everyone around me that's played a part will have something. And what we don't want to do is charge £800 to rent a gym, Come do your session. If you charge £60 an hour, charge him £60 an hour, come do it in the gym. Enjoy yourself, make your money, because there's a lot of money to be made out there. But the enjoyment of staying in sports is going to be totally key for me. And one thing I've realized recently is I want to try and give back more to my community. I know a guy who is homeless now, and I want to try and help him. Why not give him a way back into life? Give him a job. Give him something. Hey, you want to become a personal trainer? Here, I'll pay for your course. But in the future, you try and get back on your feet, because I don't feel like a lot of people out there get the help that they need. Part of what we said behind was you have to have money to make money. And I want to be able to give that back. And part of my idol, Simon Squibb.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah,
I love
same.
him. For me, when I go on Instagram and I'm doom scrolling, I love his videos. What's your dream? Let me help you. I want to try and give something back like that. So the business is in works. It's going to take a lot of time for it to get into effect, but when it does, I'm sure it's gonna be a good one.
To wrap up the podcast, is there anything else you would like to share about Grassroots football coaching or your business going into the future?
I'd like to share 3 things.
Go on.
Number 1 is, if you want to get into coaching, you want to get into management at any level, don't be afraid to just go for it. Speak to your local club, speak to the club that you're at, or speak to me, and I will try and help you in any way. Whether that's, you come and coach at Kodak with me, be on the sidelines. We have 3 teams. There's more than enough space for coaches. It might not be paid, unfortunately, but experience will speak for itself. In terms of my business, it's for everyone. If you want to achieve a specific goal, you want to work with specialized personal trainers or anything, just drop me a message. And the third thing, one thing I'm very, very adamant on is, again, creating environments and everything like that, but never be afraid to ask for help from anyone. If you struggling with work-related stuff, stress-related, emotion, anything, go and seek the help that you want. Because I've been in a place where I may not have the best mental will. I may not have wanted to wake up every day and go to work. I may not have wanted to get out my bed. But I've fought on because I've asked for help from the people around me. And I want to give a special thank you to 2 of my best friends, Kush, Pavle, Noreen, because I wouldn't be the man I am today without them. I wouldn't have the confidence to come on a podcast like this, speak about it. So never be afraid to ask for help. And if you have no one to talk to, you can talk to me.
Wow, very inspirational, Mr. Qays.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming on and sharing your story today. So thank you so much for coming.
I really appreciate it, man.
So that is the end of the podcast. If you did enjoy that podcast, before we go, Qays, just give a shout out to your socials.
Okay. The Coaching Hub on Instagram is going to be my business social. And I keep my privates a little bit private because I'm a married man now. So
fair enough.
I hope you guys can all respect that.
I hope you enjoyed that podcast. If you did enjoy it, please drop him a follow. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, and I said subscribe. And don't forget, I'll see you later for more. Yeah, sick!
Perfect. I thought it was going to be a lot longer.
What, the podcast?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
And then I thought we stop, we pause.